And the Yasuo ban.
Band's coming in quick.
Yeah, teams definitely knowing what they don't want to play against.
Unfortunately, I don't know too much about the specific champ pools of these players quite yet. But that's the glory of this, is we'll quickly pick it up here to move through these games.
Morgana picked off by Smug Club as their third ban, and Dar picked off by Game of Thrones. Not looking to see that in the top lane. Ornn quickly first picked 4 trains up in that top lane. Definitely a strong pick, not just for his mechanics, but also for the gold boost you get from the items he creates. Super relevant.
Victor being locked in now for Game of Thrones.
And there's a long-standing tradition of very strong victors in this series. Kane quickly picked up for Smug Club.
You know, I like seeing Kane. I like that pick. But both teams already drafting pretty strong team fight comps. Ornn, Kane, quite strong team fighting, and lots of Wombo as well from Victor and Misfortune Ultimates. So Vayne also adding to that. Oof. 10 seconds here to lock in for the final pick of the first phase. Set. Again, sticking true to this whole strong team fighting comps being built currently. Both teams arming up to duke it out. Set not quite as ridiculous as he was when he was first released and for several months after, but still quite a strong champion, still quite difficult to deal with.
And a Nivea ban seems curious, but I can dig it.
Speaking of strong Victor players, we've also seen a lot of strong Anivia players in the ALS.
That's very true.
Can't forget Froggen on a bad day.
Oh yeah, Froggen on a bad day. Definitely throwing out exactly what he wanted to play. As Trundle and Nami are also banned out.
Interestingly enough, both champions played in the last game. Could have opened up some raw wounds in the minds of some of the players here.
Definitely something to keep on mind. This is
quite
looking to be... Yeah, I don't know about this. This Teemo hover seems bold.
Seems slightly trolled too, as we already have a top laner and a bot laner locked in.
There it is.
It could have been a mid mode, to be fair. But
we will get a Fizz instead. To try to go against this Victor. Lots of mobility there, lots of escape. Could be a good matchup.
Not too familiar with the Victor Fizz matchup, but Fizz, I feel like, would probably have the edge in that. Karma, right, with Karma pick.
And a Lulu for Angeloid. Team captain going with the small but ferocious support.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan actually of this Karma lock-in. They were building a quite solid teamfight composition, and I feel like a poke champion like Karma quite rounded off quite as well as some champions might have with more CC. They do have a solid tanky frontline with Sejuani and Set, so they didn't necessarily need to go with someone like a Leona or a Nautilus. Maybe like a Brand or some sort of like super aggressive burst. Maybe.
Follow me on this. Yuumi
also could have been quite solid here.
Yeah, Yuumi ult into Misfortune ult is devastating.
And on top of all of that, anyone who knows me knows I'm not a fan of Karma support in general. That's just a personal opinion. But combine that with the team comp that they drafted here, and not a huge fan of the Karma lock-in, but let's see if they can make it work. In the bot lane, in laning phase, it should be fine. Lulu will provide the shields and whatnot to try to keep Vayne from taking too much poke in the bot lane. Between Misfortune's, I don't know which ability it is, but the bouncing cannon, whatever it is, and those Karma skill shots. So definitely be difficult for them to stay healthy in the bot side, but if they're able to do it, should be beneficial to them that they picked Karma post laning phase.
Yeah, all in all, I like the team comp of Game of Thrones. It's very team fight oriented, and I always feel like those tend to do better, especially in these, set team 5v5 proper like tournament level play, where individual play can often be set aside for effective team play later on, like we saw in our last game. That being said, Smug Club's comp is going to be very effective. Ornn's items are going to make a big difference in just like the gold economy of this game. You're representing like an extra 1,000 gold here and 1,000 gold there off of items from Ornn. Can quickly turn the favor. Also, they're very well set up for taking out picks. Kane finding someone out in the open, or Fizz bursting down a single target might prove to be very effective. It really just depends exactly on how our players handle the situation and how they perform, which is going to have to be spelled out for us on the Rift. But all in all, not the worst team comps, not the best team comps. Honestly, if that Karma had been the Nami they banned, I think I would have liked that better.
It could be. Honestly, another look at the Fizz pick, though, thinking about it some more, I like it a lot here. There's 3 different members of Game of Thrones that he could go on and just delete. On top of that, there's just so many different members from Smug Club that you have to worry about. Like, Ornn's going to be in your face. Kane's going to be on your face. There's going to be an invisible Vayne with the Lulu ult on it you're going to be dealing with. So Fizz is really going to have 3 different targets that he can select from, as well as not necessarily being the number one focus in the team fights. So if they don't pursue with enough trepidation on the side of Game of Thrones, they could catch themselves with some unfortunate Fizz ultimates on their carries.
That they could, as we will load into the Rift. Some good skins coming out of our players.
Definitely a higher yield skin game than the Iron Dragons, although not by too much, since the new members of Iron Dragon did have a couple skins, but it's weird. Whenever I see the skins on a champion that they use in the TFT classes, for some reason it just instantly jumps my brain to TFT. I'm so linked to seeing the Celestial Lulu skin. Instantly, I just think TFT at this point. It's funny.
Oh boy,
they've brainwashed me.
That absolutely awful game mode.
I don't know about that, but we are here onto the Rift now for game number 2 of the season. See what kind of rollouts we have in store.
Invade.
Again, jungle's not being optimally guarded. 4 members of Smug Club able to get into this dot bush here. Nick now heading down into the proper position. Although he's on a ward.
Players stepping up just to flash mastery. I like it.
All in all, pretty solid rollout here from Game of Thrones. defending their jungle, as we did not see an excessive amount of in Season 1. Is refreshing to see. Here, moving on into Season 2. Do we have predictions for this game, Monochrome?
Smug Club at 27.
Smug Club at 27. That's quite boldly specific. We do see an interesting attempt at a steal here, but able to just playful trickster right on out. He got the blue. Oh my goodness, I didn't catch that. That is quite the blunder.
It was an early smite from Sejuani, and his dot got the blue.
Oh, I didn't catch the imposter took smite, actually. Interesting little cheese there from Smug Club, but it paid off. We'll have to see if he's not missing the ignite at a later state here, but gets the early blue buff. That should definitely put Nick behind quite a bit here.
Got us a nice little wet noodle fight up in top lane. Lost Fox duking it out with Trains. Trains getting super low here, popping pot to stay alive.
So normally Sejuani can mess up Kayn pretty early on, especially around 1v1 scuttle skirmishes. But since the blue buff was taken away from Nick and he is behind, probably be smart for Prince here to look to try to do a quick invade as he's up a level, but looks like he's probably going to have his eyes on this top side.
This is aggressive. He misses the knockup. Lost Fox able to do some free damage, but he's eventually going to fall here. First blood going to JP Vince in the top lane.
First blood on Kayn, getting those orbs starting early, getting that snowball in action starting early. What keystone does he have on this Kayn? He has Conqueror. Good man, looking to go red form here. Although there is 3 squishy members on the enemy team, so blue form could have been applicable in this situation, but red form's always good as well, so...
Kayn mains and their forms.
So we do see Kayn is one of the fastest clearing champions in the jungle, and we do see him already up double the CS on Nick. Partially contribute that to the fact that he had his blue buff taken away at level 1, so that definitely set him back a lot. We'll be looking to see Kayn bot lane. Little skirmish, but we'll be looking to see Kayn continue to stack the CS lead, and as he's doing a little counter jungling there.
Lulu also going relic here. A lot of odd relic choices.
Back-to-back interesting relic choices. So I feel like because you do get a lot of the utility. We do actually see Nick coming in for a potential gank here.
Yeah, on the backside, unseen. Angeloid going to get caught here. Flash goes out, keeps him alive. Angeloid staying safe, as that was an excellent condemn from Lollifleur.
Yeah, that condemn was pretty solid, honestly. He'd say hashtag calculated on that one, as he just barely hits him into the corner of the wall there. But you know what? It works, and gets him out alive.
In the meantime, JP Vance picking up this drag here for free.
Hey, usually Kayn's aren't... he's having a little bit of trouble here. Aren't looking to take early drags, especially solo, because it is quite difficult for them, as we are seeing on screen. But it's going to take this one down. He did have a pretty significant lead over Nick right now. And there's a nice little cheeky steal there. It's always a cheeky move to just hop over the dragon pit when the enemy's got that scuttle there, and they're thinking, oh yeah, we got vision over the dragon, but not necessarily. Another bot-sided gank will be spotted out here, as there is a ward in the river bush. Nick not getting a lot done here. JP, Prince has not reset yet. If he had reset and headed topside to clear his camps, he'd be at a huge advantage in this jungle matchup at this point. As to be ready to start another set of clears. But we'll be a little bit behind in that. But still quite in the lead. Taking a look at the CS numbers. What's up? Go ahead.
As we said, there's not been a whole lot of action here in this mid lane like I expected there to be. But Nick's going to go in onto JP Event. He's going to duke it out, dealing a lot of damage here. But it's a bit of a trade back and forth. Lego Jinjigo is going to get ulted by Fizz, looking to get some pop damage down. Puts down his little protective field. The Imposter's slightly out of position, but we'll be able to walk out here pretty safely. It's going to get poked down. Karma trying to get the root. Nick going in a little aggressive here. Both teams kind of just dancing around each other. Lego Jinjigo getting some extra damage onto the Imposter, going to try to affect this laning phase as much as possible. Maybe push the envelope and get rid of this stalemate that they have formed in mid lane.
Quite close for a potential explosive team fight there, but at the end of the day, not much actually coming out of it. A few summoners popped on both sides, and back to everyone's regular lives in their lanes and jungles. It was an interesting skirmish there at the very beginning of that, when Vince was 1v1ing Nick. Is I said Sejuani usually beats Kayn in the 1v1 skirmishes, but she even continued to do so despite the lead that Vince has on her, because they were just so even to start off the fight. And it really just sums up. It really is depending on how the fight starts. Like if Kayn initiates onto Sejuani first, then he'll win it. But if
Speaking
it's
of Kayn, got us a fight going up top lane. Ult is used by Lost Fox to try to get out of here, but Kayn uses his ult in response, and that kill would be picked up and handed off to Trains to try to push this Ornn that much further.
Yeah, pretty successful ganks here so far in the top side for Smug Club. This time, kill getting picked up by Ornn, so spreading that gold around a little bit. But despite the two deaths here onto Lost Fox, does have a pretty significant CS advantage of about 17 CS. So hopefully for Game of Throws, that'll mitigate a little bit of the gold obtained for those two kills.
Meanwhile, mid lane have us a little bit of a fight going on. The Imposter doing a fair chunk of damage onto this Victor.
Definitely neck and neck here in this mid lane. Dead even CS numbers there until Lego was forced to recall there, but does have TP available, so will not miss any of this XP or CS. Pretty dead even in this mid lane.
Speaking of CS, there is a hard CS lead bot lane.
Up about 7 CS bot side.
Oh, don't forget to include the Lulu CS, because Lulu's got Relic.
True, she's got Relic. You know what? You are absolutely correct there, my good man.
Meanwhile, bot lane, Nick looking to come around here again and start stirring the pot, but JP Vince is also here. Root goes off on Karma. JP Vince is going to get turned on by Nick. Lego Jinjigo is going to come in through the back line.
Ooh.
And, ooh, that's a lot of damage. That ult will fall short from the Imposter.
Been a lot of skirmishes on the bot side of the map here between everyone shooting the top laners, and no kills have really come out of it except for or none of them actually, because Set just picked up the one kill for Game of Throws.
Stun will land. onto JP Vince here.
More skirmishes with absolutely no one falling.
TP goes down. That was an early playful trickster. This is a lot of bad positioning right here. This could quickly turn really bad for the side. Oh, never mind. The train's coming in and absolutely dominating. But I don't think he can fight. This set by himself. However, he's no longer by himself. That's going to be a lot of true damage coming through, as Fleur is probably going to pick up the skill when they feed it to him. Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, both TPs coming in there from both top laners completely changed the whole dynamic of the fight. Looks like Trains ended up getting there first, and as we saw that huge knockup he had just to completely send Game of Thrones running for the hills. Lost Fox able to do a little bit on the return side of that, but at the end of the day, big team fight win for Smug Club. And we'll take the dragon for good measure. Their second Drake.
Yep, 2 early Drakes picked up. Nick
So
maybe looking to pick up Shelly just to get something in response.
Yeah, Lego over there going to assist with that. Vince is on this top side. Looks like he might catch him out.
Yeah, Kane may be sussing this out, looking to get the hard engage. Ult goes down. Lego going to eat a fair chunk of damage here and eventually fall. Nick tanking Shelly for a bit, and that's going to cost him his life. That's 2 quick kills for the side of Team Smug Club.
Yeah, and Vince now has completed red form on Kane, and any advantage that Sejuani has in that matchup then is just completely out the window. And especially with the huge CS lead that he has on Sejuani, absolutely no chance in that.
Got us a fight going top lane. Lost Fox having to ult here, trying to just stay alive for as long as possible.
Ooh.
Dealing a ton of damage, but I don't think it's enough. A kill will eventually be given to Trains in slow motion. Meanwhile, bot lane having a massive fight with Vayne picking up a double kill. Lulio keeping her alive as she goes under the tower boldly, wildly, and effectively.
Things happening all over the map there, all in favor of Smug Club. Things now looking quite well for them. Power spike on Kane coming through. Orin's going to be scaling up. 4 kills onto Lalafure. It's definitely going to be an uphill battle to come back in this game for Game of Thrones. Potential gank coming on the bot side. I don't know if they really want this, though. Definitely want to wait for Victor to come down.
Yeah, this feels bold. Ult falls short. It's a big MF ult, though. Angelo needing a ton of damage here. Polymorph going down. Backing off Nick. All in all, not much coming from it. Bot lane having to back out to stay alive. Corey Trevor looking to stay here. Lands the slow. The imposter is here. Corey Trevor is slightly out of position, but it's not going to matter.
Vince now going very aggressively.
Playful Trickster going in. That is 1 kill picked up really quick. The imposter is taking a ton of damage from this karma, but he's going to be able to dance right back out. That's decidedly in the favor of Team Smug Club, who seem to be running away from this game with a almost 8,000 gold lead at 15 minutes. This is super unfortunate.
Yeah, and this huge jump, I feel like, started back at that team fight around the Dragon when both top laners TP'd down. That was a huge team fight win for Smug Club, as well as the power spike coming in from Kane with getting his form. So, really hasn't been good for Game of Thrones since that moment.
Oof. That's a lot of damage bot lane. And the imposter is hovering down here. It's going to get spotted by this ward, but Corey Trevor is going to be stuck under a tower. And the Imposter's just going to go in for this. Flash goes down. This feels bold. He's getting a ton of damage here, but he's just going to barely get out. But Corey Trevor's here, and so is Lost Bugs. You're out of position, buddy. You're in danger. And there's the shutdown gold going to Sejuani. But Angeloid and the rest of the team are going into the enemy jungle and picking up kills or response. It's going to be a 1 for 2, easily enough. Quickly followed by a tower, I imagine. Meanwhile, Lego Jinjigo just kind of up top lane, forcing this tower down and trying to get something in response. Knock goes down mid lane, Nick taking some damage from trains, and unable to do anything back in return. Jesus, that is a tanky God of the Forge.
Looking at Game of Thrones chances here, their team comp scales not terribly. They do have the Victor, but if you take a look at Smug Club's team comp, they got the Vayne, Kane, Ornn. Definitely quite scaly team, so it's gonna be really not much of a chance for Game of Thrones really to come back in this game unless some massive mistakes are made.
Remember how I said Smug Club at 27?
You said Smug Club, was it 27 or 28?
I think it was 27. I wish to change it either way. I want
All right.
Smug Club at 25.
Changing it to 25. Mid game prediction change. It's questionable, but I'll allow it.
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Nope, Flash coming out from Corey Trevor to try to stay alive here. Thought he was going to be cheeky and stop this Kane from backing. Instead has to burn his own Flash to stay alive.
Smug Club finally getting some more turrets there. They only had that one, the topside turret taken down, despite having the huge gold lead. So taking down 2 extra turrets, opening up the map a little bit more, and just compounding their advantage. Soul Point will be coming up here in about 4 minutes. If the game goes that long. What? No. Quite a massive lead here. 10,000 gold at 18 minutes.
I mean, 4 minutes is before my prediction time. That being said, if they do get Soul, that Ornn's just going to be an absolute monster.
What's going to be a Mountain Soul, Earth Soul? Definitely will appreciate that fatty shield on top of his already fatty health bar. Nick forced to dash away. Fear for his life from Vince in his own jungle. Or at this point, it's pretty much all Smug Club's jungle. I think
Yeah,
Game of
Shelly
Thrones
dropped mid
relinquished
lane.
any claim they have to it.
Oh, that's a great knock-up on a Corey Trevor. This is going to be a quick series of deaths, resulting in the push of Team Smug Club. That's going to be an ace, double kill, triple kill going out to Fleur, who is eventually going to fall to the victor. Cower's going to fall, though. This game's not quite over yet, but things aren't looking great. As Shelly's going to get 3 charges into the enemy base.
Yeah, unlucky there from Lullafury, accidentally taking an extra turret shot. But the base of Game of Thrones is in shambles. They do manage to take their first inhibitor at the 20-minute mark. So you'd expect to see a reset here. Push out bot side. Try to take down that tier 2 turret and just keep priority over this dragon as they, I'm sure, try to take down this soul. Smug Club a little unsure of their plan. We do see Vince now heading bot side. Multiple members kind of just hovering mid lane, though. Not quite sure what they're trying to get out of this, except maybe rotate towards a Baron play.
I think what they're trying to do is shove in mid lane and then go to Baron. That seems reasonable to me. They
It'd
have
be much better
smite
for them to
on
have
the
Ornn on the
face.
bot side. Because having Kayn bot doesn't really... It's not optimal for your team play here. As we do see Vince taking a couple turret shots.
Which means I really think they should just rotate down bot. Drag's about to spawn in like 30 seconds.
I think they're finally starting to agree with us here. Get this bot lane prio, this dragon prio up in this blue side jungle. Their own blue side jungle. Gets that fatty blue buff for Kayn.
Here
Still
comes
7
Drag.
seconds.
They should get the assault pretty effectively. Like, they have a lot of damage potential. But like splitting their interest here could have been bad, but it's not going to matter because they're just that far ahead. 12,000 gold. Things don't look great. Lego Chichigo's going to fall here. Triple kill for the Vayne. That's a big Vayne. Meanwhile, JP Vince just stayed on Dragon the entire time.
Just chilling on the drag.
This game's over, and I was off by a minute.
If I was Game of Thrones there, I probably would have just said, hey, let's just give him this drag. There's no way we can test it. Try to get off a pick in the next 5 minutes or so, and then maybe try to steal the Elder Dragon or something. Some crazy play like that. Probably a better move, but either way, Smug Club going to be taking down their first win of the season here.
Yeah, looking to pad their record here in the last few seconds of the game. Shutdown goal will go off, and I was off by a minute and 30 seconds.
Not bad. You're off by a minute and 30 seconds from your altered prediction. You need a hyphen.
Yes, my altered prediction. Hyphen. Asterisk.
An asterisk. Excuse me.
Yeah, and an asterisk, I was right. And that's all that matters.
2 asterisks. One with the change and one with the... I was right. Either way, that game was honestly... It got out of hand pretty quickly. The early laning phase was pretty even. Smug Club had a slight advantage, but it really just got out of control after that fight the dragon where Ornn TP'd down and had a huge impact. After that, Kayn got his form, and pretty much the rest of the game was over. And pretty much sums it up pretty good, I feel like.
Yep. Our players putting on a commanding performance from Smug Club. Their mighty mug of smugness really driving the point home here. They played into a teamfight comp and then immediately or saw that it was going into a teamfight comp and went for a very pick-heavy comp and made it work. They performed well and brought down the pain train to the team of Game of Thrones who lived up to their name and kind of threw that game away. I liked their team comp a lot better, and I felt like they should have performed better, but they just kind of got behind and never could catch back up.
Yeah, and again, the team comps were kind of not in the favor of Game of Thrones as well. Once the lead was obtained there, and the power spikes were hit, it's kind of like it's like the snowball effect. You know, the giant snowball rolling down the hill. Kayn's scaling, Ornn's helping everybody scale, Vayne's scaling. 12-2 Vayne, Lalafir, quite a solid play down the stretch there. Kind of hard to come through and come back from against a team like that.
I just realized that Lalafir went 12-2-7.
It definitely executed that snowball quite effectively. from that 4-0 point after that team fight, it was honestly there's no stopping the man. And again, it comes back to the karma pick too as well. Once like the landing phase was lost after that team fight, and there's too much gold on the side of Smug Club, karma honestly ends up being pretty useless. No, I mean, she has a little bit of CC, but it's not super hard CC, and the poke damage doesn't really mean as much anymore, and so it's just kind of falls off and adds to the troubles that Game of Thrones was having there, trying to mount some sort of comeback.
Thank you, CCO, for that subscription with Twitch Prime. That 4-month masterpiece. Fantastic.
CCO OG right here with that 4 months. What a beast. All right. I don't believe we're going to have an interview. Oh, well, we are going to have an interview. Excuse me. I'm just hearing it in my ear. Just a moment. With Lalafior himself, the Vane. All right, should be getting him in here any moment.
Yo.
Here is the man himself, Lalafior. How do you feel?
I feel like a Vayne main.
You feel like a Vayne main.
I feel like a Vayne main, yes. Personally, yeah.
Well, hopefully your other opponents will not do near the research required to ban that off of you, but I highly doubt that's going to happen. In the laning phase, you saw MF Karma. What were your thoughts?
Personally, I really, really hate laning against MF. But we did a bit of scouting, and I thought maybe, like, let's try it out. Like, why not? I had to improve my skills, But she did really good. She poked with Karma and MF there, her Q. Was at the first, it was like a bit struggling. But as soon as we got the team fight at Dragon with the orange TP there, it went down. Like, I went deep.
Yeah, you did. So the dragon fight, that was most certainly the turning point. At that point, were you confident that you could win, or was it still like, all right, I gotta play smart?
We still had to play smart because it was still early in the game. But yeah, like the team confidence was like up the chart. Like it was amazing. We were laughing. Like everyone was happy. Like it was a good feeling.
I gotcha. Now, as a team, surely you guys had a quick little talk after the match. As a team, how did you guys feel winning your first game of the split?
Felt amazing, really, because we went in there like feel like we were like a troll team. But as soon as we got like the first blood, we're like, okay, guys, let's do this. Like we can do this. We can win this.
Oh yeah, my first thought on looking at your team comp was this is the solo queue special.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of which, did you guys come in with a hard plan for your drafting phase, or was this just kind of as it lands?
We went like with our best champion for the first game, and in the future we'll probably try to make some team comps, like more
I gotcha.
sophisticated.
One last question before we start setting up the next lobby. Fizz Smite?
Fizz Smite. That's his specialty, as you can see there.
Okay, so this wasn't like a misclick. This was planned.
No, it was all intentional. All intentional. We were supposed to start with an invade, but we like call it off because we saw Sejuani there, and he always go for the steal. Always.
Well, a bold choice indeed, but it seems to have worked out for you guys. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us as we look forward to seeing you guys perform further into the season.
All right, thank
do
you.
you think Yeah. We wish you the best of luck and hope to see you perform well from now on.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. We're going to have to go into a short break here, but we will be back with game number 3 of the day as we will see huge minion difference take on Abusement Park. Don't go anywhere.